Students, today we can see about the connective tissue. So from the name itself, we can say that the connective tissues help in linking or supporting other tissues or organs of the body. Okay, so what is the function of this connective tissue? It links or connects and support other tissues or organs of the body. That's why it is named as a connective tissue. So this connective tissue is one of the most abundant and widely distributed tissue in the body of complex animals, okay, including our body. If we see, the most abundant and widely distributed tissue is the connective tissue. Okay, these tissues can be soft in nature, or it can be hard, or even it can be fluid, or it can be specialized also. Okay, and this connective tissue includes cartilage, bone, adipose tissue and blood. So what are the different types of specialized connective tissues? Cartilage, bone, adipose and blood are the specialized connective tissue. In addition to that, even areolar tissue, adipose tissue is also present. Okay. Now, in all these connective tissues except the blood, the cells of the tissues will be secreting certain protein fibers. They will be secreting certain protein fibers called collagen or elastin fibers. So, this collagen or elastin fibers are nothing but protein fibers which are secreted by the cells of the connective tissue except the blood. Okay, because blood is formed of a fluid tissue, okay, and some cells are present in that and they perform various other functions. Okay, now these collagen or elastin fibers provide strength, elasticity and flexibility to the tissue. So what is the function of these proteins which are secreted by the cells of this connective tissue? They provide strength, elasticity and flexibility to the tissues. Okay, then these cells also secrete certain modified complex polysaccharides or complex sugars, that is polysaccharides. Polysaccharide means poly means many, saccharide means sugar molecule. So the cells also secrete modified polysaccharides which will be accumulating in between the cells and the fibers, and they act as the matrix, or we can also say it as the ground substance. Okay, so in epithelial tissue also we have seen in between the cells intercellular matrix is present, isn't it? So here also in between the connective tissue also the matrix is present, and the matrix is formed by the secretion of the cells. And what is secreted? They secrete certain polysaccharides in between the cells and the fibers, which accumulate in between the cells and fibers, and they form the matrix or the ground substance. Okay, the connective tissues are classified into three different types. What are they? They are loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue and the specialized connective tissue. Okay, first we can see about the loose connective tissue. So this loose connective tissue, example for this loose connective tissue is areolar tissue and adipose tissue. Okay, now why it is said to be as loose connective tissue? Because this tissue has cells and fibers which are loosely arranged. From the name itself we can say it is loosely arranged. Okay, so the loose connective tissue is having cells and fibers. Fibers means the protein fibers which are secreted by the cells. They are loosely arranged and they are arranged in a semi-fluid ground substance. So the matrix present here is semi-fluid in nature. It is not fluid or it is not solid. In between that is semi-fluid ground substance or the matrix in which the cells are arranged loosely. The cells and the proteins are arranged loosely. So in the picture also you can see here the macrophages are there. This is the macrophage cells. Then the fibroblast cell is there, which is used for producing the collagen fiber. These are the fibers. Okay, so the cells are loosely arranged in the matrix, and even the mast cell is also present. Okay, now it serves as a support framework for the epithelium. So what is the use of this areolar tissue? It Actually, it is present beneath the skin, and so it serves as a support framework for the epithelium. In the skin, which tissue is present? Epithelial tissue is present, isn't it? So it can act as a support framework for the epithelium. And this tissue consists of the cells like fibroblast, macrophages, and mast cell. What is the use of fibroblast cell? It produce and secrete the fibers. These are the fibroblast cell which secrete the protein fibers. Okay, then the macrophages, which helps us defense, which helps in defense mechanism. That is, it can destroy the pathogens entering the cell. Macro means large, phages means large cells which can engulf. Phage means eating or engulfing the pathogens, okay, or the microorganisms entering the body. So they are macrophages. And mast cells. Mast cells are involved in allergic response. They used to secrete a certain substance like histamine and serotonin at the time of allergic reactions. Okay, so these are the cells which are present in the areolar tissue. Okay, so the loose connective tissue is of two types, areolar tissue and adipose tissue. Next we can see the adipose tissue. So when we see about the areolar tissue, it is present beneath the skin, and it provides support framework for the epithelium, and it consists of cells like fibroblast, macrophages, and mast cells. Okay. The adipose tissue is also an example for loose connective tissue, and it is also present beneath the skin. Okay, where is it found? It is also present beneath the skin. Okay, and here the cells of this tissue are specialized to store fats. Here you can see in the picture the yellow colored cells, or that yellow colored fat, isn't it? The fat is stored and it gives the appearance like that of a yellow color. So these cells are specialized to store water, fat inside it. So it becomes enlarged. That's why the people whose body is having more amount of fat, they will be obese, or they become fatty in nature. Okay, so it is due to the accumulation of more amount of fat in the adipose tissue. Actually, this adipose tissue is formed of the cell called adipocytes. What is the name of the cell? It is a adipocyte. Okay, adipocyte is the name of the cell of the adipose tissue. So in this cell only the fat will be stored. Okay, and the excess nutrients which are not used in our body immediately can also be converted into fat and are stored in this tissues. Okay, that's why we are supposed to take the enough amount of nutrients. When we are taking more amount of nutrients, when we are taking more amount of food, what will happen? That excess food will be immediately converted into fat, and then it will be stored in this adipose tissue. Okay, so this is about the adipose tissue. Next is the dense connective tissue. In dense connective tissue, the fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed in this tissue. Okay, what is this fibers and fibroblast? Fibroblast is the cell which secrete the fibers. Okay, so these fibroblast cells and the fibers are compactly packed. That's why it is dense in nature. In loose connective tissue, these cells and fibers are loosely arranged. Okay, and the orientation of these fibers can show a regular or irregular pattern. That is, the arrangement of these fibers can be seen in a regular or in an irregular pattern. Okay, and they are called the dense regular or dense irregular connective tissue. So if the fibers are arranged in a regular pattern, then that connective tissue is called the dense regular connective tissue, and if the fibers are irregularly arranged, it is called a dense irregular connective tissue. Okay. In the dense regular connective tissue, the collagen fibers are present in rows. Okay, so how they are arranged? They are arranged in rows one above the other, which lie parallel to each other. Okay, they are arranged parallelly in between the bundles of fibers. So in the dense regular connective tissue, the collagen fibers are present in rows between many parallel bundle of fibers. Which bundle of fibers? That is the elastic fibers. Okay. So have you understood? So here in dense regular connective tissue, the collagen fibers are present in rows, and how they are present in between many parallel bundles of fibers. Okay, so that is dense regular connective tissue. Example for that is tendons. Tendons and ligaments are examples of dense regular connective tissue. What is tendon? Tendons attach skeletal muscles to the bones. Okay, so here you can see the tendon. This is the tendon. It will be attaching the muscle. This is the muscle. It attaches the muscle to this bone. Okay, so that is tendon. Okay, and ligament, what is ligament? Ligament attaches bone to bone. So you can see here, this is a ligament. So this is one bone, this is another bone. These two bones are attached by means of ligaments. You can see the ligament here, this white colored structure which is attaching a bone with the other bone. That is what? The ligament. Okay. In these two, the fibers will be, the collagen fibers will be arranged in rows which lie parallel to the bundles of the other fibers. Okay, now in dense irregular connective tissue, it is having fibroblast and the fibers that are not arranged in a regular manner. That means they are irregularly arranged. Okay, so in dense irregular connective tissue, the fibroblast and the fibers are arranged irregularly. That is oriented differently, means they are arranged irregularly, and this tissue is generally present in the skin. Okay, so this is about the dense connective tissue. So here you can see the tendons and the ligaments which form the dense regular connective tissue. Okay. Now, the cartilage, bones and blood, they form the various type of specialized connective tissue. Okay, so next is the specialized connective tissue, and it includes bones, cartilage and the blood. First we can see about the cartilage. In cartilage, the intercellular material is solid and pliable. Okay, the intercellular material which is present in the cartilage is solid and pliable. Pliable means it is flexible and it can resist compression. That is, it can resist the pressing effect or the pressure. Okay, that is the nature of the intercellular material which is present in the cartilage. Okay, that is the matrix which is present in the cartilage is solid and pliable and it can resist compression. Okay, now the cells of the cartilage are called as chondrocytes. What is the name of the cells of this cartilage? It is called as chondrocytes, and they are enclosed in small cavities. Where they are present, they are surrounded by small cavities. They are present inside the cavities within the matrix which are secreted by the cells. So here you can see these are the cavities which are present. Small cavities, that violet color structures you can see, they are the cavity, and in that cavity only what is present? The cells are present. What is the name of the cell of the cartilage? It is chondrocyte. Okay, and the matrix itself is secreted by these chondrocytes. Yes. Now, most of the cartilages which are found in the embryo will be replaced by bone when they become the adults. Okay, in an embryonic stage, we can see many cartilages will be there, and they all will be replaced by the bones when the embryo becomes the adult. When we become adult, when any, not only human beings, any organisms in the embryonic stage, their body consists of many cartilages. They all will be converted into bones when they become the adult. Okay, and where this cartilage is present? At the tip of the nose, outer ear, joints. Joints means between the bones, and it between adjacent bones of the vertebral column, limbs, hands, etc. Okay, so in all these places we can see the cartilage. Okay, so in this you can see this picture is the cartilage picture, and these are the cells which are present in the cartilage. Okay, now this picture is the bone. You can see the cavities in the bone, inside which the bone cells called the osteocytes will be present. Okay, so now when we see the section, we can see it like this. So here you can see in a circular manner they will be arranged. The bone cells will be arranged in a circular manner like this. It will be arranged, okay, in cavities. Yes. So next we can see the bone. Okay, so when we see about the bone, it is having a hard and non-pliable ground substance. So the matrix here is hard and non-pliable. Non-pliable means what? Non-flexible. It is not flexible. Okay, the matrix or the ground substance is not flexible. Why? Because it is formed of calcium salts and collagen fibers. The calcium, mainly the calcium salts, will make it very hard in nature. Okay, so in addition to calcium salts, they are also having collagen fibers. Actually, this gives the bone its strength. The strength is given by this calcium salts as well as the collagen fibers. Okay, and it is the tissue which provides the structural frame to the body. It provides structural frame to the body. That is, our body structure is like this. It is due to the bone. Structure of the bone. According to the structure of the bone only, our body is also structured like this. Okay, then the cells of the bones are called as osteocytes. So what is the name of the bone cells? It is osteocytes, and they are present in spaces called cavities called lacunae. So here you can see here the cavities are there. Inside these cavities only the bone cells or the osteocytes are present. Okay. Then the limb bones, that is the bones which are present in our limb. Limb means what? The appendages or our legs, such as the long bones of the legs. They serve weight bearing function. They can bear the whole weight of our body. Okay, so the bones which are present in our legs can bear the whole weight of our body. Then these skeletons or these bones can also interact with the skeletal muscle attached to them to bring about the movement. So the bones will also provide space for the attachment of the skeletal muscles. Okay, the skeletal muscles can be seen attached with the bones with the help of tendons, and because of that it can help in movement. So it bring about movements due to the attachment of the skeletal muscles to the bones. Okay, then inside the hollow bones a tissue called the bone marrow is present. Okay, in some of the hollow bones bone marrow is present, and it is the site for the production of blood cells. So in that bone marrow only the blood cells will be formed. If you are a non-vegetarian, you might have taken the bones, and when you break the bone, inside that bone a tissue will be there, that is called the bone marrow, and that bone marrow is the place where the different types of blood cells will be produced. Okay, so this is about the bone. Next, when we see about the blood is a fluid connective tissue. You all know it is a fluid connective tissue because its matrix is fluid in nature. Okay, what is the name of the matrix? It is the plasma. So the plasma is the matrix. It is the fluid present in the blood, and in that fluid only the cells are embedded. So what are the cells present in the blood? They are the red blood cell or the RBC, white blood cell or the WBC, and the platelets. So these are the cells which are embedded in the blood. So it is the main circulating fluid which circulates throughout the body, and it is used for the transport of various substances. Okay, the nutrients can be transported, the oxygen and the carbon dioxide can be transported, the waste can be transported, various inorganic salts can be transported, enzymes can be transported. So all this, or even hormones can be transported transported. Okay, so all this can be transported through the blood. So you can see the different cells are present in the cell. This is the RBCs. Okay, then this is the platelets you can see, and here you can see the different types of WBCs. Okay, so all this are found in the blood connective tissue. Okay, so this is about the connective tissue.